Bada bing, bada boom. Social Inform Media.
This story is brought to us by Denver7.com. We're going to Aurora, Colorado. Back to Aurora. Where's DJ K. Dot? We need to know what's going on here. A two-vehicle crash Saturday night involving an Aurora police vehicle left one man dead and a police officer hospitalized. You're going to love to hear this one. Listen to this. The crash occurred around 8:20 p.m. at the intersection of Chambers Road and Bates Avenue in the Meadowwood neighborhood of Aurora and involved an Aurora Police Chevy Tahoe and a Toyota Corolla. Ooh. Yeah, that Corolla didn't have a chance. The officer was in the marked Tahoe responding to a 911 call regarding a possible break-in at a home in the 2300 block of South Blackhawk Street, according to the APD. Listen to this. When the Tahoe, traveling northbound on Chambers Road, entered the uncontrolled intersection, it struck the Corolla on the vehicle's passenger side, causing the police Tahoe to roll and come to a rest on its roof. Police said the Aurora Police Department unit did not have its lights and sirens activated since the officer was responding to a non-emergent call. The officer was trapped in the upside-down Tahoe but later freed, transported to the hospital. The officer was not wearing a seatbelt. Is he going to get a citation? Probably not. You or I would. Oh, you weren't wearing a seatbelt? Oh, okay, that's a citation. But the police said that he was not wearing a seatbelt. That's from the APD. The officer sustained serious injuries, but he's expected to recover, but not the guy in the Corolla. The 44-year-old in the Corolla, an Aurora resident, was transported to the hospital and pronounced deceased. He was wearing a seatbelt. They haven't released his identity. Police initially told Denver 7 that the driver was expected to recover, but he's deceased. Chief Art Acevedo. Gee, don't we know that name? Art Acevedo. Isn't that a familiar name? Says, we are saddened by the tragic loss of life following this incident. Our thoughts are with the family as they grieve the loss of a loved one. The Colorado State Patrol responded to the scene at the request of the APD and will be conducting a crash investigation. Now listen to this. Here they got to spin it somehow. So the driver was wearing a seatbelt. He dies. The police officer was not wearing a seatbelt and didn't have his lights and sirens activated. Bet you he was flying down the street, though. I've seen it before. Troopers told Denver 7 they suspicion, that the Corolla driver was impaired. Well, I thought he must have been drinking and driving. You got in a wreck with one of our police officers. Excessive speed by the Corolla driver and or the officer is suspected as well. But they said the Corolla driver failed to yield to the APD unit since the Corolla driver was at a stop sign. He didn't have his lights or sirens activated. But I don't know that area, but so are they saying that it's a two-way stop? The Corolla pulls up and stops. You don't stop this way, and he takes off in front of the police car. Is that what they're saying? That's possible because we have an intersection here on Avenue. It's either Avenue D, I think. They just put a new stop sign in one of them. I think it was Avenue E. But Avenue D and 13th Street is a two-way stop. You got to keep going. But as you go, sometimes people go through you. Hey, you got a stop sign, dickhead. So I get that. That may be the case. Maybe the Corolla driver was at fault. But the fact they're trying to say, he could have been impaired. Yeah, he must have been drinking and driving. We suspect that. How do you suspect it? The guy's dead. Anyway, the link to that whole story is down below in the description box. I'm not going to blame the cop here because I don't know really what happened. Maybe it was a two-way stop and the guy was at a stop sign and pulled out in front of the... They do that here on these two-way stops. It's like, dude, hey, dickhead, you got a stop sign. So maybe the Corolla driver was at fault. But when they say he failed to yield to the APD unit, I don't know, I don't know. Just what gets me is when they say, we suspect he was impaired. Well, yeah, he had to be because he got in a crash with a police car.